Concert Crew Podcast, we back again.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
So today, man, we celebrating the 25th anniversary of Mobb Deep's third album, Hell on Earth.
Classic.
25 years. Hell on Earth, man.
Classic.
Hell on Earth 25. We talking everything about this album and the 25th anniversary.
Classic.
Fellas, you know, man, hip-hop, 1996 was a great year in hip-hop. In my opinion, it was the best.
One of my favorite years.
In my opinion, it was the best year of hip-hop. That's my opinion. But the climate of hip-hop right before this album came out.
Man, well, you got Tupac who just passed away. They had, you know, Pac was talking about them on Hit 'Em Up. And, you know, it's kind of cool to hear their reply on the album.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, this is still right in the middle of East Coast, West Coast beef. The climate of the time, 96. This time around 96.
Yep.
So, what'd you think, Freese?
Just a hell of a response to everything that's going on top of also making dope music, man. Like, this was one of my favorite albums from the Mob, man. It's just like we all say we got our favorites, but they just got better and better each album. And this was one of them albums that they just got better, man. And this was man, some great features. During the time, 1996, man, to come up with this, man, and still be in like the talks of hip hop and best albums, man, was just. Then you got the boy Bandana P. He was at an all-time high at this time, man. Like his bars was like remarkable, man. This was a hell of an album.
Yeah, in my opinion, Prodigy was one of the top. I wouldn't say he's a top tier rapper, but he's that level
From
like
New
right
York.
underneath.
Definitely from New York.
Right underneath the top tier. Like I think Prodigy was a problem. Mobb Deep, you know, they pretty much got him. I don't even think they put themselves in the war. They kind of got brought into it. So, you know, they seemed like they was ready to go, though. You know, they was ready to, you know, if other people ain't speaking up, other people ain't entertaining it, they look like they was great shoot back. So they was ready for war. You know, Mobb Deep is known for making that aggressive street music. So they were ready to go, man. And I don't think this was like real colorful how they rolled this out. They was just doing them and ready to put their music out there.
And
so
they was answering the challenge.
Yeah, 1996 was a great year in music, and this is kind of closing it out. And Mobb Deep they could have probably waited for this project. They're like, you know what? Nah, we want to get this out here. We heard our name surfacing a lot. We and, you know, in different ways. We want to throw this out here. We want to get this out here to the people before the year end. We want y'all to hear us, hear where we at this time.
This gave me that Scarface the movie type feel. With this album, man. I'm telling you, man. Word.
So
like
what about expectations before this came out? Hell on Earth.
This is coming right after the Infamous, so I'm sure expectations were super high.
Come
off that classic album. How you gonna follow up with that? You know what I mean?
I think most of the expectations came from the beef that was going on at the time. And they knew that if they was going to drop something that was dealing with answering everything that was being said, it would have to be on album. It had to be on wax. And being as though that they put it on wax, man, it was like for it to come out the way it came out was a great situation.
Well, I think musically, of course, the Infamous was a classic. So they're coming off the Infamous. I don't know if they were really. My expectations was really another Infamous, but I wanted to hear good music. And I don't actually think they were trying to make the Infamous. I think they were doing them. They were in a different pocket. But you know, the expectations. You know, Mobb Deep coming out, I expected to be quality music.
Definitely.
Because that's what they was putting out at the time, and I considered them to be one of the best at this hip hop thing and that in this time period. So yeah, my expectations was like, oh, Mobb Deep coming out, okay, word. Like I'm expecting to hear greatness, you know, at like they do. That was my expectation.
But also at the time, you got Nas, the whole Queensbridge,
Queen,
Mobb Deep is like, all right, so this
Queensbridge
is real
bubbling.
time for them.
They on fire at the time.
Anything from Queensbridge, you're expecting greatness.
And no disrespect to the other guys that was bringing like more of the assistance, but was there repping hard, like Big Noyd,
Big Twins,
Cormega.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At this time, they was all in like
that's their clique.
They was unified. It
That's
was
their clique.
a tough clique, man. So
Yeah, I mean, even Nas and Mobb Deep, it was more.
Yeah.
It was like they was together at this point. Like it was almost like they was all part of the same crew, almost in a way. Like Queensbridge is pretty much at this time. Then you got Capone and Noriega starting to surface. I mean, they were like a whole crew. Like you looked at them like they were all like a team almost.
Yeah.
You know, even if they wasn't real close like that in real life, as a consumer that didn't know them, you felt like the whole Queensbridge movement, Queens movement was all one because they was bubbling for sure.
Matter of fact, they was in Nas's video. If I Ruled the World, they was sitting on the park bench with him.
Yep.
So that was love.
All right, well, Hell on Earth by Mobb Deep was released on November 19th, 1996 on Loud and RCA Records. The album was produced entirely by Mobb Deep, so no outside production. This is all Havoc.
Havoc is the problem.
Wow.
Havoc, and then Prodigy's input. This is all them. This is all in-house.
All in-house.
Ain't nothing, nobody, not one person did anything else outside of Mobb Deep. So that's dope. But fellas, we're gonna get right into it. Track number 1, Animal Instinct, featuring Twin Gambino and Ty Nitty. This is a hard album opener right here.
From the rip,
though.
yeah.
It's hard.
From the rip, man. Like
It's hard. It's a lot. Like you hear how they coming. The first track.
And then like like I said, it was that feeling, man, that you know what I'm saying? It was that like that Scarface mob type feeling, man. And for them to how they rolled this whole joint out, man, it was dope, man. This was one of my favorite joints.
Yeah, this is a hard album opener. It's
Laid up in the cut.
They definitely set a tone with this. I like the tone they came out with on this joint. Hard joint. Track number 2, Drop a Gem on It.
Here we go. You know what I'm saying? Because now they answering shit. You know what I'm saying? They going into that. All right.
You call
Let's
us out.
go then.
You drop a gem on
Don't
it.
one of y'all guys. Don't one of y'all guys sick of sale or something.
This is my boy Pop.
This the third single on it. They actually is a single. This is the third single on the album. This is a direct response to Tupac's "Hit 'Em Up." Direct response. Now they say Mobb Deep recorded a lot of songs. They said they actually gave him at least like a 10-piece, like a all Pac. I don't know if they're gonna put this out as an album or what, but they said they had like a 10-piece just for Pac. But my question is, they ended up putting them all to the side after he passed away, you know, so they kind of put all those on the side. So my question was, I wonder what made them still say, let's put Drop a Gem on them on the album. Even though we're going to scrap all them other songs, but Drop a Gem on them is still going to make Hell on Earth. I wonder what was behind that decision process. Like, yo, we know we going, but he still need to get this work with this drop. Because nobody else did that but him. They the only person that did that. Everybody else kind of.
They wasn't with that shit though, being looked at a certain type way. Because at the end of the day, he was coming at them hard.
Maybe they was
especially
like,
Prodigy.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe they was like, one of these niggas got sick of selling. So maybe they was like, yo, he was disrespecting us so much that we got to at least give him this one clip, like going or not. But yeah, they was going at him. They was going at him hard, man.
Say he got raped on the island.
Havoc said he got raped on the island.
On some less. Yo, keep it real. You don't know who you fucking with.
Yo, where does Havoc rank as far as rapper producer? Havoc gotta be up there. This dude got banging beats.
We had an argument about
banging lyrics. Like, come on, put this man's name up there with these Kanye's and all the other like. Yo, Havoc is a problem.
This song hard right here.
Yes.
This song hard.
And the beat is crazy.
The beat is
This
crazy.
was a hell of a way to really, really, really start your album.
Prodigy said, who shot you? You probably screamed loud as an
opera. God damn.
So I'm tired of these rap guys. They faggots.
Yo, this one was hard. And it was clearly at Pop. Like, it was you couldn't even say, well, it was subliminal. Nah, it was clearly at Pop. It wasn't maybe as direct. They wasn't saying his name. Maybe that's why they put it on here, because they wasn't saying his name. But it was clearly at Pop. Clearly at Pop. But this joint was hard, though.
Definitely.
Rikers Island. He said Rikers Island, but the island you got scuffed in it. You would think getting your head shots and up, man.
Yeah, it is.
Must have been drunk when you wrote
Yeah,
that shit.
Yeah, he did play that. Prodigy was going in. Prodigy was going. And I liked Havoc verse to start out, but then Pete came in behind him. Nah, this joint was hard. Drop a Gem on hard. Track number 3, Bloodsport.
Turn them headphones up.
This beat is hard.
Another banger.
No hook on this song neither. They just going in. Beat
just like straight up like real hip hop, man. Like, yo, this, I'm telling you, this one of my favorite Mob albums right here.
Yeah, that beat was hard. Track number 4, Extortion.
Your boy,
featuring
Sean.
Method Man.
Now, this 96 Wu-Tang is huge. Got, the loud record Wu-Tang. Like, this is everybody's peaking at this point. Like, you got Meth on here, Raekwon. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah, this joint was crazy.
Meth does his thing on this
Meth
song.
kills this verse. And this is at a time where, in my opinion, where Meth was at the elite. The only thing that Meth didn't have that the elite, whoever the guys you held in the elite, he just didn't have that classic album. Everything else, at this point, he was still up there with the top guys to me. He just didn't have that classic album to back him. So every time he stepped on a feature, whether it was Biggie, Mobb Deep, he was killing it.
Pac.
Pac.
Yeah.
He killing his verses. Like, Meth was that guy. And then to me, like the Wu and Nas, they were like close cousins with Mobb Deep. Like, at this point, whenever Mobb dropped the album, the Wu and Nas was included. They were like close family members with them. So this made sense, man. Like, this beat was hard.
It was hard. I'm telling you.
What did Raekwon say? Queensbridge and Shaolin, we robbing niggas for fun. He was killing that shit, yo.
Nah, Extortion. I like Extortion. Beats crazy. Beats crazy too.
He said, I shoot at your best, man. Gave you MVP.
Track number 5, More Trife Life.
Which is the sequel to Trife Life.
This was that storytelling.
The first album. Yes, the storytelling.
This was that storytelling. And he broke that whole joint down. Like, but he knew something was funny, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the girl set him up, man. Set him
Take
up.
a nigga word, don't never go see a bitch. Real right.
Had him come over the crib, man. You know what I'm saying? Let him hit, then set him up. He got duct tape all up.
He said a rainy day, laid up sipping, drinking Hennessy, bit. He break that shit all the way in.
Yeah, and like Sean said, the original Trife Life was on the infamous album. And this is the Havoc solo song, too. It's a storytelling joint. Then it's a Havoc solo song. And then the next album, he did a hoe gonna be a hoe. So he kind of continued with this theme. But this song was dope, man. Crazy story, but it was dope.
Broke it down.
You can see the whole
They made him call his young boy that's hustling for him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He said, man, take a nigga word. Don't ever go see a bitch.
Word he did. That's how it ended. More Trife Life. Joan was dope. Track number 6, Man Down featuring Big Noyd. This song hard too, man.
Noyd is a problem too, man.
Big Noyd is like the unofficial member of Mobb. He's like the unofficial third member of Mobb Deep.
Yeah. And he's hot.
But this song was hard. I like this Man Down joint a lot. This joint was super hard. Big Noyd was always there.
Big Noyd was always there, and he always kept. He seemed like he came on time.
Yeah, word.
You know what I'm saying?
He always was there. Then he always had dope verse to come with. So Big Noyd always did his thing.
Definitely.
Sure. All right, track number 7, Can't Get Enough of It, featuring Illa G.
Yo, that's my shit. Yeah, need that. Yeah.
They actually did this, kind of sampled this chorus again on the next album.
Right.
But man, it's all right, man. Not bad. Not my favorite, but not bad out of all the joints. It's still dope.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, it wasn't like this is. I ain't gonna. It's one of my least favorite.
My boy was on here,
but
though.
It's not whack though.
My boy was on here though. General G. He always had some bars for him too. He was down with the mob. You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad at all. You feel me?
It wasn't bad. Track number 8, Nightmare Vultures, featuring Raekwon. This is like another storytelling joint. Wow, really?
One of my favorite songs on the album, bro. Hands down. One of my favorite songs on the album.
You know what? I could hear the way Mobb Deep's production was at this time. I could actually hear them producing the project for Wu-Tang. I think the way their beats sounded, I can hear the Wu getting off on their beats on a whole project. That's how grimy I think their beats are. And RZA in his prime, his beats was grimy.
They got each other.
But I think these are those grimy kind of beats. And I think that's why Wu always got down with them, because their beats is grimy. And I think at this time, Havoc could do a whole project for the Wu.
He said I rose early morning, spread my wings yawning.
Yeah. And this was a good beat for Raekwon. The way he was going at the time, he was just gliding on this joint. This your favorite joint, though? Wow.
Call my boy Lex Diamonds, though.
Absolutely. And then, man.
This is my favorite song.
Track number 9, G.O.D. Part 3.
That Scarface sample.
This the second single on the album. Prodigy kills this verse. Prodigy's
definitely, this album, to me, put the stamp that he's, top 10 in the 90s.
Oh.
You can't even debate.
He is a problem. Man.
I agree, bro. I agree. And to make it, and to make shit like he was straight in New York, man.
Yeah.
He was straight New York, straight Queens, and a lot of niggas. He was well respected when it came to that barring game.
Oh yeah, definitely.
He was barring jokers up, man. He had bars.
I got in an argument about Pies the other day. They wasn't giving him the respect as a lyricist. And I'm like, yo, in that time, he was one of the best MCs. Give him his props, man.
He was probably he was top tier in New York. Period.
Yeah, he was. Prodigy was a
and then also with Prodigy, he gets sampled a lot too. A lot of people sample his voice. This
beat is crazy with that Scarface sample. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Then the video, you had Method Man in there.
Yeah. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. Yeah, nigga, let me get some.
G.O.D. Father Part 3, QBC, Sip Lime Bacardi, heavy on the wrist. Drama we bring, yo, that's a small thing.
Once again, Havoc kills this beat, man. This beat is
ridiculous. That Scarface sample is ridiculous. I remember when this dropped, and I'm like, this joint is crazy.
Pay attention to the crime rhyme, Houdini P.
Yeah.
Niggas in perspective. Mob representative. Call me the specialist.
Yo, he kills that. He glides on that thing, that first verse, man. Classic. G.O.D. Part 3, classic.
He said, you look for P, you can find him everywhere.
Waiting as that. Man. Say it's like that cat. Back of your head, the ass crack.
Track number 10, Get Dealt With. Now, this right here is an aggressive ass song. They is barely. I don't know. I don't know if this was at Pac too, but this is very violent. I'm not sure who they was addressing in particular.
And they talked you into it.
They
talked you into it. You know what I'm saying? Because it was a little interlude before.
Now it's something about this song. A little history behind this song. The verse that Prodigy put on this song was he was originally going to put on L.A. with Capone and Noriega, where he was dissing, where it was kind of their response to New York. But Prodigy took his verse off of that song, and he put the verse on this song. But if you listen to L.A., it's a little piece of this verse that's still on this Get Dealt With song. If you listen real close, you can hear the part that it is. But he just kept the whole verse for this song. But it's a little part that they actually kept on L.A. where he talking. It's kind of like the chorus a little bit. But it's on this song. But this was the verse originally that he was going to have on that song. And it kind of makes sense because he was very aggressive. They were very aggressive on this song. So it fit L.A. perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
But Prodigy made the call to take the verse off. Nobody else. Prodigy made that call to take it off. But yes, this verse comes from L.A. But this joint, they talking heavy on here.
Yeah, they going real hard on this joint.
Yeah,
for real.
They talking that talk. Word. Definitely. Now, track number 11, Frontlines, Hell on Earth. This is the 4th single from the album. This beat right here, boy, this
classic.
This beat is crazy, man.
Do we have to talk about this?
This beat is ridiculous.
Song begins.
Begin war. I draw first blood. Be the first to set it off.
Of course. Tap all jaws. Lay down laws. He talking biggest shit. Smallest nigga.
Then that last verse he got is the best of the. Man.
Yo, this
Everybody wanted to rap over this.
this beat is bananas. You're like,
Where's the sample from?
I don't even know. This beat is crazy, yo. Yo, it's hell on nerve.
Yeah, that beat is crazy.
Now this beat is ridiculous. Like, yeah, this is definitely a beat you want to freestyle and get off if you got bars.
It's a classic trap.
Like this
Trap
is what
in
you
the never end the gunfight when niggas lose stripes and lose life.
This is what you want to get
Prodigy
on.
was that dude, man.
Prodigy was a problem.
Yeah, man.
It was a whole problem. Man, that Frontline's classic. Frontline Hell on Earth is classic. Track number 12, Give It Up Fast, featuring Big Noi and Nas. Yeah, I'm going to be honest, though. This song, I like the song. But out of all the Nas and Mobb Deep collabos, this is the one, I forget about this song out of all their collabos the most. Like, it ain't whack at all. But out of their other songs, I was like, damn, I forgot that Nas had a song on Mobb Deep when I was listening to this after I ain't heard them. I was like, damn, I forgot about Nas being on this album. Because I think their other songs just carry a different kind of esteem with it.
Oh, yeah.
But not that this joint is whack, though. It's just not up there with them other songs for whatever reasons. Maybe because they were singles and stuff like that. Or even like the live nigga rap. It's just, but the song is dope, man. Nas, kind of, he does his thing on here, Big Noi. It ain't whack at all. It ain't whack at all.
Not at all.
And just to get a Nas feature, Nas is that guy at this point.
Absolutely. And then Nas came in and started off from the rip.
He did.
You know what I'm saying? It was like he landed. It all made sense. You hear the airplane and everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was a movie.
Dope.
You know what I'm saying?
Dope joint. Yeah, it's a dope joint, man. I ain't mad at it at all. I ain't mad at it.
It fit the album.
Yeah.
Especially at that point. You feel me?
Yeah, the Queens
But
Bridge together.
it's not one of my favorites on here. But like you said, it could get lost.
But it ain't whack at all. It's not whack
it
at
could
all.
get lost in all their features. But when you hear it, you be like, oh.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying? Smelling salt.
Word. And track number 13, Still Shining. This is the first promotional single on the album. You know, still shining, still climbing. Like, I like this joint too. This joint goes.
For some reason, that song, like when I hear it, it just gave me a Juice vibe from the movie Juice. You know what I'm saying? Or Above the Rim. It felt like it could have fit them two soundtracks, especially Juice, because it was so New York. You know what I'm saying? And this was the up tempo type.
Yeah.
New York joint, and then you got Prodigy coming in fast and rapping faster than usual. This joint was dope.
When I hear this song, I kind of feel like I'm in Mobb Deep's element. Like, it's one of them, like, this sounds like Mobb Deep's sound, like, kind of thing. Like, yeah, this Mobb Deep right here.
Right.
This is the kind of music they make right here. That's what I get from this. But I haven't heard this song in a while, so when I was going back listening to this, and I heard this, I was just like, I like this joint right here. Like, this joint go. And actually, Still Shining wasn't even originally on the album. It wasn't originally on the album. It's on the version I have, but it wasn't on the album. But they put it out as a single, but they didn't put it on the album. But then they put it on the album after. I don't know if it's the first print or whatever. Yeah. They put it on the album. And Sean, another point while we're here, this has the enhanced CD. Remember they enhanced CD?
Yeah.
One of them first albums that had like the enhanced CD that you put in.
Movies,
and this is 1996. So you put the CD in and you get to see all kind of special stuff, videos and stuff. This is 1996, so to be, computer, that element to the game in 1996, that's dope.
For a hip hop album, that's pretty dope.
So shout out to Loud or whoever made that call, but that's dope, man. The enhanced CD. Well, so enhanced CD, all you youngins, that this wasn't streaming, but you get a CD and the CD had extra stuff on there. So if you put the CD in a computer, you can see extra bonus videos, extra bonus footage,
that they had,
different things, different content. After you put it in your
computer. I forgot all about that too.
So 1996, this is a big deal. This is a big deal.
Wasn't on YouTube back then.
Wasn't on YouTube. So this is a big deal back then. Track number 14, Apostles' Warning. This is the last song on the album. I mean, it was cool.
Yeah, it was straight. I think it was a good way to end the album.
It was a nice little album ender. Well, whack.
Not feeling it, Freaks?
It was all right. It was all right.
was
Out of all
cool.
the albums, out of all the tracks on the album, this was my least favorite.
Oh, okay.
My
Okay.
least favorite.
Okay. Yeah, it wasn't my favorite, but it wasn't whack neither. It was cool. Nice little cool. So, man, Hell on Earth was released.
Classic.
And this actually was met with widespread critical acclaim. So people liked the
Yeah.
album. Sales-wise, it wasn't big sales. It only went gold. The last album went platinum. This album went gold. But it was widespread critical acclaim. So people liked the album.
November 1996 at that.
Yeah.
So it was sort of like late to the end of the year.
Yeah.
So they was kind of closing out that year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so
I think also at the time people was like, man, Pac then came out, all these albums came out.
Yeah.
Mobb Deep was like, man, let me hold off on that. Maybe that's why it didn't
So
sell
it
as much.
did end up being certified gold, so it sold over 500,000, but it didn't go platinum as the first album. What was the impact of Hell on Earth after its release to y'all?
Man, I think it was strong, man. I'm telling you, man, like they had a serious beef going on, like between him, Pac, and because it sort of became like a Jersey and Queens type situation. Not saying all Jersey, but the Outlaws from Jersey, and like Pac was still somewhat New York, then slide back to West. You know what I'm saying? So this was one of my favorite albums, man, and for them to use like certain like sounds and things from one of my favorite movies and sort of mimic it a little bit, even from the inside of the album art. You know what I'm saying? It looked like they sitting in Tony Montana office. You feel me? Like real rap. This was one of them albums, man.
This is a different
classic.
This is a different kind of album, a different kind of impact to me. It wasn't like a commercial impact to me. This to me was an album for the hip hop heads. Like if you into their
Definitely.
sound, it wasn't like a radio commercial impact. But it was like, yo, if you a Mobb Deep fan, if you a fan of that grimy hip hop, this is your type of album. We ain't doing no glittery, no shiny stuff. Yeah. This is all like grimy hip hop. And if you was into that, this is your album. So like street griminess, this is your kind of look. Overall, big commercial radio, this ain't it. This ain't it for you right here. This ain't it at all. Word.
I think this kind of solidified Prodigy as a dope MC. Like, if you question him as an MC or even Mobb Deep as a crew, production-wise, lyrics-wise, like, now it's like, here's another flag. Like, all right, we gave you the Infamous. Now we give you Hell on Earth. Like, yo, we serious. You know what I'm saying?
We for real about
this.
Right.
And it was the album before the Infamous, as they keep saying, but we don't mention it, right?
What?
You talking about
Mobb
Juvenile
Deep.
Hell?
Oh, yeah. That's the first album.
Yeah.
That we don't mention. You feel me?
Yeah, so this is pretty much like, to me, I look at it as
to me, it's
second
sophomore album.
Yeah. But it's really that third. Yeah, nobody really counts. But Juvenile Hell. But you have to. They released it. But yeah, this joint was for the hip hop heads at that time.
Definitely.
For sure. So how would you describe the sound of Hell on Earth?
I say very, very, very dark.
This is the dark.
This is a very dark album.
Interesting.
Just from the album cover, the red, the black, the white is dark.
It's like that leading up to something. It's like a murder scene in the movie about to happen.
And just think about it. 1996, they're not on the album cover. Like they're not even on the album
I didn't
cover.
think about that.
They're not even. They're in the inside, but they're
inside
not.
waiting, chilling.
Why would you not on your album cover? Like
Put your
honestly,
face on there.
I'm gonna say this. This album is kind of like a mixtape almost to me. Like it's a mixtape, and I don't know. I'm gonna say this. I don't know if the Machiavelli kind of vibe motivated this. Like, yo, let's get dark with it. But this is a dark album. The production,
of course, it affected it.
The production is dark. Like it's just grime. I love it, but it's grimy. It ain't no. Even Infamous got like them street motivational songs, or even like Temperature Rising, Survival of the Fittest, like one of those hood motivational joints. This don't got none of that. It's not one song on there like that. This is all just grimy street hip hop.
Yeah, it's like the samples, even the sample, like the Scarface sample, that's a dark sample. You know what I mean? Just like what's it doing? Like the Hell on Earth sample, whatever that's from, that's just dark. It's just the beats, the rhymes, the subject matters, like it's definitely dark.
So was this a drastic change from the Infamous, you think?
I don't think so. I feel like it's just like the next chapter, just moving forward.
Yeah, I agree. I think this was the token of them getting better and them taking it to another level, especially Havoc with the beats, because he came with some incredible beats on this joint, man.
It wasn't a drastic change, but it was a change to me. It wasn't drastic. I think I think Havoc evolved with the production, but I don't think they mixed it up. They mixed it up a little bit in the Infamous. They mixed it up a little bit.
Yeah.
To me, this was straight through grimy. This is just straight through dark grimy. And you had a couple little colorful spots on the Infamous here and there to kind of make it like, okay, if you ain't really into that, you be like, okay, this is my song right here. This is a little happier. There wasn't no happiness in this joint. Like it was all just straight grimy. Mm-hmm. But they both dope in their own right. But I do think, they're a little different. So is Hell on Earth a classic to you?
Might have to say so, man. Hands down, classic. I'm not going to even put it in there. I might have to say so. This is a classic. This is a hip hop classic, man. This goes down in the hip hop library as one of the best albums that dropped.
Sean got something different to say. What you got, Sean?
I would say it's a very, very good album. I want to say classic. Like, to me, this is not better than the Infamous. The Infamous is better than this. But it's like 1A, 1B. Like, they're both good, but
I think
if I was to rate it, I would give it a strong 4, 4.5. I wouldn't give it a 5.
Well, I'm gonna go with classic. Mobb Deep has 3 classic albums to me.
It was the time,
and this
man.
is one of them.
Sean, man, it was the time. This is 96.
I'm gonna say this is classic
for real. The response, like, yo, you had they was poster child for damn near pop. This is so for them to come back so hard towards the end of the year, and that's another reason why it kind of got overlooked, because the whole year was going by. They done survived the summer of everything
All Eyes
that happened.
on Me, Machiavelli came out,
yeah. You know what I'm saying? And Hit 'Em Up drop in the summer. I want to say the top of the summer.
It's a random single just dropped.
So they came, they let all that shit wash out, even though the shit had more pop. Drop that shit.
Now I'm gonna say this is the class. I'm gonna say this is a classic. I'm gonna say this is a classic.
Not to try to change your mind, but this is a hip hop classic.
All right, so now you mentioned, Sean, so where does Hell on Earth fall in Mobb Deep's discography to you?
Do I like this better than Murder Music? See, that's tough. It's got to be his second or third best album.
I'm controversial with this one. I'm controversial with this discography argument because unlike a lot of other people, I think Murder Music is Mobb Deep's best album. I think
over the Infamous.
I think Murder Music is when they completely
got everything right.
I think that's when Murder Music, to me, that came out in 1999. I think that's when they perfected their sound. It was when it was completely perfected as an album all the way through.
That's crazy,
Murder
but
Music,
I agree.
Murder Music is that album.
My favorite album.
Murder Music followed by the Infamous. Then Hell on Earth #3. I got Hell on Earth at #3. But I feel like Murder Music is their top one because I just feel like they got it all right. That everything was right. And then the Infamous is just a classic. That's #2. Hell on Earth is #3. But it's a great #3. I actually really like this album. I really like this album.
And to be totally honest with you, I just think that the Infamous has them tracks which are monumental.
Yeah, you can't
You know
deny
what I'm saying?
it.
You can't deny that you can't
deny.
put Hell on Earth over it, but Hell on Earth as body of work is better than the Infamous.
I agree. As a complete listen.
But Hell on, like, the Infamous got the monumental tracks.
Yeah.
Like,
that's going to put it
hear
over the top.
And like, every time you hear it, it's going to break your neck like temperature.
And it sounds like dirty and not mastered.
Yeah,
you know
if Hell on Earth had like 3 of those kind of big, kind of Infamous songs, I would take Hell on Earth as an album over the Infamous, but they don't have them songs.
But it was crazy because they got it right. That's why I said they got better.
Yeah.
So they got it right. They finally got to that point and they got it. And that was Murder Music.
It's funny because they had the Infamous, the success on the Infamous. Then they went all the way dark on the next album. Then the next album is when they kind of got it together.
Yeah.
So it's like they went backwards a little bit almost in a sense to get it completely where they wanted to get it. And I think they did on Murder Music for sure.
But I'll definitely take It's Mine off of off of
The
Murder
next
Music
one.
over the Nas and Mobb Deep song on this album.
I agree. That
That was like a perfect blend of Nas was in his
Yeah,
own.
and it was still like a little commercial.
yeah.
Yeah, they was, and that's another.
Then the video
Scarface
didn't make it no
sample.
better.
Another
The
Scarface-
video didn't make it no better.
Yeah.
Another
The Hype
Scarface
Williams
sample
video.
as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, how did Hell on Earth? How did it compete with the other hip hop? The competition of the other albums that came out in 1996.
It stood toe to toe. Stood toe to toe. It took some bumps and bruises.
It took some bumps.
But it stood toe to toe, and it came late with their punches. So for the late 11th round, it really made the 11th round close to the 12th round. You remember that 11th round because it was so monumental and it was so many punches thrown, and you had to remember it.
It's respectable, but the only problem that Hell on Earth has with competing against like a Nas, It Was Written, or All Eyes on Me, or even a Machiavelli,
the hierarchy of the artist.
Even as Machiavelli, as dark as Machiavelli is, and a couple other albums, is that those albums had a few big songs.
Yeah.
Like Hell on Earth didn't have any.
Not only that,
the artists, because Nas was big, Pac was big.
not only that, but they had the machines behind the
Yeah.
video,
Yeah.
the
But
big singles.
Even Jay wasn't known, but he had them couple singles on that joint. Even though they're totally two different sounds. And I'm not saying that Hell on Earth, it's respected, but when you get to that hierarchy, they got them big colossal monster.
That whole part was eliminated as being looked at because I'm telling you, they was looking at. It was to a point that they was kind of looking like the punching bags. So like, man, let's take this shit back to the streets.
So this was a conscious decision, like, yo, let's just go
and then
all
that's
the way
why
dark.
The next album was so much better because they capitalized on what they was missing everywhere in the whole Trey albums.
Now it's what, 3 years later?
Yeah,
Word.
It's crazy.
So what's your favorite song on Hell on Earth?
Mine is G.O.D. Part 3.
it's got to be between G.O.D. and the joint with the chef.
Yeah, you said. I'm surprised you said that. The
Nightmare,
joint with the chef. Nightmare Vault.
That's one of my joints, man.
Wow.
Nighttime Vault.
I gotta go with God Part 3. God
It's
Part
between
3
the one and
just
two.
hits so hard.
And you got to really look at it though, man. That Nighttime Vultures give you the layup. You got to dunk it.
Yeah, you gotta dunk it.
It's putting it right there. You know what I'm saying? It's putting it right there, man. And then we'll have the capture rate sound on that joint. That joint was like that.
Chef always been down with Mob, which is dope, man.
They always have big love. Chef goes
Both on Loud Records. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
telling
you're
man.
right. That's why that combination.
Yeah, they
is
always
like
work
that.
together.
Right.
From the Infamous to Hell on Earth to Murder Music, they always.
Yep.
and
Chef's on Murder Music
and even
too,
Mob being
for
on
sure.
some of the meth projects and Wu-Tang stuff.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, so Hell on Earth, we got as a group of Mobb Deep, we got Havoc and we got Prodigy. Now, individually, what did you get? Where was both of these two at separately? Havoc and then Prodigy. Where were they at? Separately as you know, solo artists. Where did you think? Where did you feel like they were at on this Hell on Earth album, like musically?
I felt like Prodigy was like the front man. Like even though most pictures he's behind Havoc, if you ever look at their pictures and stuff, which is kind of weird. Like, but also Havoc was just a producer. They're two totally different personalities. I feel like Havoc is more laid back, reserved, kind of shy, but he'll still do some wild stuff. You know what I'm saying? But Prodigy was definitely the front man. I felt like Havoc was like, let me just make the beats and rap. You know what I mean? And he didn't want that attention.
Yeah, I feel like Prodigy was shooting. Like the back cover, you see Prodigy shooting. I feel like Prodigy was just shooting. Like yo, let me shoot. Havoc at this point, I don't know if we ever mentioned this, but at this point in hip hop, Havoc is one of the best producers in hip hop. Point
Hands
blank.
down.
Period.
Hands down.
Yeah.
He's on that, and he don't always get his credit, but this sound that he was producing with this stuff was next level. This is after RZA. This is the grimiest stuff out. Like, and in 1996, he might have got RZA at this point by 1996 with like the grimiest sound, because the RZA's glory days was more 95. You know, with the purple tape, and then, you know, 93 or 94 with enter the 36.
Yo, you know what? Like, I was thinking about it, like, Havoc is more grimier than RZA.
Yeah,
the beats are just more.
At this point, Havoc is the grimiest producer.
Havoc was dark, man. He was dark.
These
dark.
beats is and even the beats he gave other people, like the joint he did for Biggie, like on Life After Death. Like, these beats that's what they went for. They went to him for that. Even the songs he did for Nas, like on It Was Written, like, these beats is crazy, and they got that dark hit. And so he is one of the best producers in hip hop, point blank. Period. I would say at this point in 1996, he's top 5 for sure. Sure in 1996, for sure. And then P, man, he just shooting. Bandana P, he just in the back like he is on the back cover. He just firing shots. Like, Havoc, I got you, dog. And Havoc does this thing.
All you gotta do is drop the beat.
Just drop
get
the
your
beat.
verse ready whenever you get it ready, and I'm gonna handle the rest.
I'm gonna line them up.
Yeah.
And they was firing. And they short dudes, man. But they talk heavy, man. And him and their whole crew, and they was ready to go. They were holding it down for the East Coast. Biggie chose not to really respond, but Mobb Deep was ready to go. And Nas wasn't really into that neither. Yeah. But Mobb Deep was ready to go.
They was ready to go.
Like, look, man, they was them dudes like, all right, y'all chilling, y'all on a little higher level. Put us on the front line. Right. We going. Let's go.
And then at that point, they just felt though Queen's gonna ride with them regardless. Didn't even matter. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Didn't matter.
All right, has any albums, you know, this is the Freaks time of the episode where he Stretch Armstrong reaches. Has any albums came out in the last 25 years that remind you of Hell on Earth?
Wow, man, this is hard.
From a rap duo?
It got to be rap duo based.
I mean, it don't have to be a rap duo.
Man, it's hard, man.
Maybe something from Griselda?
I was thinking like a Tana Talk a little bit, because Tana Talk really didn't have too many singles, and it was kind of grimier because the newer one that I like a lot, that was more with the Hit Boy beats. That was a little different kind of production.
The Griselda.
Tana Talk is a little more grimier, and I don't really know the album, but I just kind of feel like. I kind of feel like Lloyd Banks. I kind of feel like Lloyd Banks reminds me a little bit of Mobb Deep.
Hunger for More.
I don't have an album to compare it to, because I don't really think Hunger for More had singles though. So this don't have no singles. But he just
say
kind
From a King to a God, man. As far as
From a King to a God got singles. They got singles. But you know, Conway, my
just
God,
just a couple.
I think
this got just a couple.
I think the Tana Talk is a little more grimier than Tana Talk 3 is a little more grimier than For King to a God.
I don't know, man.
I think it's hard to get that grimy sound where everything's so mastered and clean today.
I'm reaching. I ain't fucking with it.
You ain't nothing you can reach with it. Yeah. Not a 50 joint. Nothing. I kind of say 50. That's why I was saying more like a Lloyd Banks, but his album with just him rapping, like him rapping in his prime.
Not even close. That's his long reach right there.
Lloyd Banks is a long reach from Mobb Deep.
Yeah, from this album.
From this album,
I kind of get like,
gotta be something that's.
I don't think I ever looked at Lloyd Banks as grimy though. You? He was like, he had punchlines and stuff, but it wasn't like.
I'm just saying musically.
Oh, musically,
his music was kind of. When he was in the right, but they tried to make him singles too. But a lot of his beats were just kind of hard, kind of beats. But I don't know. As far as the album that sounds like this, I really couldn't, and I gave it thought, but just like a whole kind of dark, kind of just grimy album that I actually liked.
I'd probably go with Sieg, man, the closest.
Which one is that? I like Sieg, but which one are you going with for that? Not to be coming.
Nah, it had to be the reason due to the melodies, man. Due to the I don't know, man. This is hard, man.
I don't know.
We reaching, man. We wasting time.
Yeah, we are. We super reaching. I don't know.
Maybe some MOP, First Family, Firing Squad, something like that.
Maybe some MOP. Maybe something
like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like that.
Warriors was a classic.
Maybe
classic.
Warriors. Maybe Warriors. Warriors is a hard hitting joint.
Yo, but like Annie Up is poppy compared to stuff on here.
I know. And Annie Up is not.
Annie Up is not a like.
Maybe Warriors though. Man, I ain't mad at the Warriors, but Warriors again isn't as dark as this though.
Once again, that was on Loud Records. Loud was killing shit.
You're right. Yeah, that's all. The reaching is over. So Hell on Earth, 25 years later, Mobb Deep, Prodigy, Havoc, MOBB,
yes,
Big Noid, Infamous Mob, the whole crew, Queensbridge, QB. 25 years later, what do you think is the legacy of Hell on Earth?
Classic. We already said it. We waiting on it. We already said it, man.
Classic. It's a classic, dark
hip-hop.
Grimy hip-hop.
What a response.
I also feel like it was underrated. I think it's an underrated album.
Yeah.
Underrated in Mobb Deep's discography. Underrated in hip-hop, period. Underrated for that great year of hip-hop in 1996. I don't think Hell on Earth is brought up a lot in that year. But this is a dope album right here for sure.
Definitely dope album.
One of my favorites.
So if you haven't heard this, because you may not have heard it because it don't have the singles and stuff like that.
Please go back.
Go back
Definitely
and
go
check
back
out.
and listen to
go
it.
back and check out Hell on Earth. If you're a producer,
Please go back.
If you're a producer, go back and check out Hell on Earth. You might get inspired production wise because Havoc was doing some great things on this album. But this is a classic. This is a classic album in my opinion. Classic Mobb Deep sound. This is right in the middle of their run, I think, where they were killing the game, man. And I think in this time period, Prodigy was one of the best rappers. So go back and check out this album if you haven't heard it. Salute to Mobb Deep. Rest in peace to Prodigy.
Rest in peace
to the legend Prodigy Bandana P. Salute to Havoc for still holding it down. For your brother, man, and keeping the Mobb Deep name and legacy alive. This is a classic album. We want to celebrate you. It don't always gotta be the super commercial popular albums, but this album is one of them grimy hip hop albums that we salute here on the Concert Crew podcast as well. So happy 25th anniversary, Hell on Earth. Salute. But we Concert Crew Podcast. Make sure y'all go follow us at Concert Crew Podcast. Make sure y'all go download, subscribe.
Please
we on all digital
Jump
platforms.
On.
We on all digital platforms.
We ain't going nowhere, so you might as well.
Make sure I go to our YouTube page. Check out all of our videos and all of our content, man. A lot of dope episodes, a lot of dope content. Check us out, man. Go subscribe to our YouTube page.
On the wrist, Cube, link my ice ring.
Drama we bring, that's a small thing. Yo, man, salute to Mobb Deep. Happy 25th anniversary. Yo, we here. We ain't going nowhere. Yo, Pito, hit us with the fader. We out.
Yeah.